Hello, dear friends. Welcome to our webinar about the new moon in Libra, which happens on the 8th of October. It's a really interesting and exciting event because also this is the time when Venus will be already retrograde. So we have a lot of things to discuss today. We are going to start with the general analysis of the new moon and actually what should we know about this new moon, especially keeping in mind that Venus will be retrograde. I will show you also the chart of the new moon. We are going to discuss the different aspects and how they can affect all of us. After that, we are going to make a short prediction for each of the astrological signs so that you can be more prepared and know which area of your life might be affected by this new moon and actually on what you should concentrate specifically. And also, I have a surprise today for you. We are going to use those cards. These are the Astrology Karma cards, and we'll use them in a new way. I think it would be interesting for you, and you will actually receive additional guidance from those cards. So let's start. Let's start with our webinar. The new moon is on the 8th of October, around late in the evening Eastern time, and actually in Europe it will be already the 9th of October. And of course, the sun and the moon are in conjunction in Libra. So this is a new cycle. Each new moon is a new beginning. And this is a time when, the energy is shifting. Generally, this is a great time for starting new things. Actually, after the new moon, of course, not exactly on the new moon. But wait before you start to make plans because we need to discuss also the position of Venus. Generally, Libra is the sign of love and relationships, of course. The sign related to connecting with others, negotiating, mutual understanding, harmony, balance. So the new moon in this sign, of course, brings those topics. And this is a great time actually to work on the things that need to be harmonized in our lives. For some people, of course, this might be about their personal relationships, their marriage. For others, this might be a time when they need to balance themselves and how they treat themselves or how they're responding to the outer world. So, of course, we all have our different lessons and tasks, but the general topic of Libra is about harmonizing, balancing, and also focusing on love. So, of course, one of the most interesting topics in astrology, everyone is interested in love. Everybody wants to know about their love life. We all want to have happy relationships. So, the next 1 month might be great for us to focus on this area and to think about what we need to change or what we can repair. So let me show you the chart of the new moon so that we can discuss specifically what's happening and what's different during this new moon from the others. Give me a second. All right, so you should be able to see my screen now. And this is the chart of the new moon. The sun and the moon are on the 16th degree in Libra in conjunction. And as we know, Libra is the sign which is ruled by Venus. So the ruler of the new moon is always important. And here is actually the most interesting part. Venus, the ruler of the new moon, is retrograde. As you know, Venus starts the retrograde motion from the 5th of October and will continue until the 15th of November. So basically, after this new moon, Venus will be retrograde until the next one. And that's why this is not the best time for starting completely new things related to new relationships, new personal contacts, or some important negotiations. And the reason is because when Venus is retrograde, this is not a beneficial time for starting brand new things related to this planet. So be extra careful with your relationships. Keep in mind, people might be more sensitive, more vulnerable, more emotional, more introspective. So the typical thing about the new moons is that they're great for new beginnings, but this time the situation is different. So don't forget about this. Of course, it doesn't mean that we should wait and stay on hold during this whole period. We can try new things, we can change some things, but keep in mind that if you want something to be permanent or long lasting, Venus retrograde will make it difficult if, of course, what you're starting is related to Venus. So the focus is on relationships, on personal contacts, on finding balance. On the other hand, what can be something great? Something great is to restart or repair the things which are, well, broken in some way, or relationships which are in some way challenging for us. This is a great time either to, put the end of those relationships if they are unhealthy, if they are painful, if they are hurtful. This transit can really help you to put the end. Or the other option is to work on your relationships and to try to repair them. So, of course, it depends on your chart, it depends on other personal indications you may have, but generally, focus on taking care of the old stuff. Leave the unnecessary in the past and try to restart something. Old romantic relationships, business negotiations, and also friendships, of course, they are also related to Libra. Anything which includes working in partnership. So we are restarting, we are repairing, we are cleaning also the energy, the space, and everything. So let's look at the aspects that we have together with the new moon. The most challenging aspect here is the square from Pluto. Pluto is in 19 degrees Capricorn and squares the Sun and the Moon. This is a challenging aspect which can bring, well, really intense emotions which are a little bit beyond our control. Situations also that are karmic. Pluto is one of the main planets related to karma in general. So this square may suggest that it's time to clean our karma. And for some people, this may come through, having some challenging experiences. But actually, that's one of the reasons why we should be happy when something challenging happens. If something challenging happens to you, especially during the next 1 month, especially in the area of relationships and personal communication, probably this is related to your karma, and you should be happy because it means that you are cleaning the old stuff. And after you pay for your karma, or what has to happen happens, after that you can start new things, and actually you might be much more successful and happier after that. So I think that this is a very important, general life approach to think about the challenges in this way. But anyway, Pluto squaring the Sun and the Moon can bring some karmic events, karmic relationships, possible power struggles, possible secrets might come up on the surface. Also, it's not necessarily about our partnerships. This may also be an emotion which comes from within us, something which we have suppressed, something which we haven't recognized in ourselves, something which has been a problem, but we have tried to, neglect it or suppress it. Now those suppressed emotions might come back, and we have to recognize them, we have to work with them, we have to accept and also respect them. Okay, and the other aspect that we have, major but positive aspect, is from Mars. Mars is in Aquarius, 10 degrees in Aquarius, and makes trine with the new moon. Mars is the planet of action, the planet related to, initiating things, doing things, and being brave. So I think that this aspect can really help us to be braver, to be more confident, and not to postpone things. This is an aspect which can help you to be more organized and to take action right now. This is one of the most important things, to take action when you need to, not to wait too long. I think recently I read something which I really liked. It was something like, um, it's good to know what to do, but it's more important to do what you know. So I hope it makes sense to you. I think it's really, really, really important. So it's one thing to know what to do, but it's more important to do what you know. And this aspect from Mars can really help us to do what we know that we have to do, and not to postpone things, and to be brave, and to be initiative, and to do what's needed. Let's see. Also, we have another aspect. This is a quincunx from Neptune. Neptune is in Pisces. Neptune is there for a very long time, as we know. Neptune is in a very strong and powerful position in its own sign, and it makes this specific aspect. The quincunx is very specific with the Sun and the Moon. The typical thing about the quincunx is that at the very beginning it may have a challenging influence. So first, there might be some kind of misunderstandings. It's possible that we may fall into the trap of some illusions, or that we might be oversensitive, or the situation might be a little blurry, very typical for Neptune. But after that comes the positive influence of the quincunx, which can really increase our intuition, can help us to be more intuitive, to connect emotionally better with others or with ourselves. For some people, this might be the time when they will work on their relationship with themselves. So this aspect may really help you to, get this inner depth and to understand better your emotions, to recognize them. Also, Neptune is great for art, for creativity, for inspiration. So if you're an artist and you feel stuck, or, well, you want to create something or to restart something, this aspect may really help you as well. So, interesting combination, I would say. Not one of the easiest new moons during this year, but also not so challenging. Basically, Pluto is the challenge here, and of course, the fact that the ruler Venus is retrograde. So we have to be careful with our relationships. We have to be prepared, to be patient, not to rush things too much, and to, look more in the past. Generally, on new moons, we say look in the future, start new things, initiate things. Well, in this case, maybe it's better to look into the past and to take what you need to take from there, and to leave the rest behind you. To, set yourself free on an emotional level. Also, pay attention here, guys. This table shows the elements, the astrological elements, and this column here shows the fire planets. So basically, there are no fire planets on this new moon. which also suggests that we need to slow down. Fire is the element of taking action or initiating things, doing things for the first time. Well, probably, with no fire element, it will take more time for us to achieve what we want. So focus on the things that are under your control and try to balance your life. I think this is the most important here, to find the balance. All right, and of course, the most important is to find out where exactly the new moon falls in your chart. So the new moon is 16 degrees in Libra. Find out where exactly it falls and what kind of aspects, the major aspects we're talking about, will make with your natal planets. For example, my sun is on the 15th degree in Capricorn, so I know that this new moon will square my sun. And for example, this might be interpreted as a time to change something in myself, to look inside of me, to realize what needs to be fixed. So the focus is on the personality. For example, if this new moon, let's say, makes conjunction with your Saturn, for example, then maybe for you this is a time to focus on your responsibilities, on your duties. This is a time when you need to be more strict and so on. So find out where it falls in your chart and what kind of aspects the new moon will make with your natal planets. So let me stop now the screen sharing. Okay, we are back again. Yeah, someone says having new moon for Libra ascendant, North Node in the fourth house. Yeah, well, it's not one of the heaviest, but of course it depends on what's affected in your chart. Okay, so now let's talk about each of the signs. So of course here we are going to use the equal house system. So you can listen both to your sun and ascendant sign, and the ascendant sign can actually show you more, can be more important. Let's start with Aries, of course. For Aries, the new moon falls in 7th house. So this is really time for focusing on relationships, on partnerships, maybe a time when you can restart some of those relationships, you can repair something. Also, a time for negotiations. So think about what you can do together with someone else. In which area you need support or you need advice, or someone who has more experience than you. So for Aries, this is the time to cooperate with another person. For Taurus, the new moon falls in 6th house. So the focus is on your work, the focus is on your health, daily routines. Maybe you need to harmonize your relationships with coworkers or with some kind of clients or people that you work together with. Also, your health. Balancing your health might be very important. For Gemini, the new moon will fall in 5th house. A great time to focus on creativity, on the things that you love, the things that you truly enjoy, the things that are very close to your heart. So listen to your heart and try to balance your personal close relationships, because 5th house is also about our love life and related also to our children. So for some people, this may also be a very important area. For Cancer, this new moon will fall in 4th house. So time to fix the things at home. For example, my ascendant is in Cancer, so the new moon falls in my 4th house, and I'm really planning on taking care of some stuff related to my home. So you can also do the same, of course. It could be literally about the home, about the place where you're living, about the property, or also fixing relationship with your family members or relatives. But keep in mind that the fourth house is not only the relatives. Fourth house is also about our emotional world, about our inner world. So this may also be related to, connecting with yourself on a very deep internal level. For Leo, the new moon falls in third house. So a great time to harmonize your contacts with other people. This might be with your neighbors, this might be with your siblings or relatives, or anyone that you meet on a daily basis. Try to, try to be more kind, try to be more polite with other people, and try to act in the way that you want other people to act. So be the example for others, and in this way you will really improve your communication in general. Then we have Virgo. For Virgo, the new moon falls in second house. So the main focus is on practical things, material stuff, of course, finances, very interesting topic for many people, of course, very important. So how you can balance your financial situation, this is the main question. What you can do, what you can change in this area, how you can have more stability in your life, and how you can be more in touch with reality, down to earth. This is very important for second house. And for Virgo, this is something which comes natural to them, so they may really benefit from this position. For Libra, of course, for Libra, this is an incredibly interesting new moon, especially if you are born around the new moon. So basically, if your sun is around the 15-16 degree in Libra, or your ascendant is there, of course, this is going to be a very important new moon. Also, it means that the ruler of your sign is retrograde right now, so you really need to pay more attention, to be extra careful, but also you can use this time to focus on yourself, to focus on the things that you want and the things that you can change, because there are things that are beyond our control and we cannot change them, but also there are others which are completely under our control, and it's very important to recognize the difference and to take action when it's needed. So of course for Libra, they are the most affected sign, so for them this is an incredibly important new moon. If you have your sun in Libra, it also means that soon you're having, or you have just had, your birthday, so it's kind of a new beginning for you guys. Next we have Scorpio. For Scorpio, the new moon falls in 12th house, so this is a very deep inner process. This is something which may not be visible for other people, something which may not be, related to something material or something concrete and practical. But on an inner level, you may feel like, many things are shifting, and you need also more time to be on your own, to be alone, to fix the past or to process the past. So take your time. When something affects your 12th house, this is the time to slow down. This is the time to, prepare for the new beginning, but also know that it's not here yet. So you have to wait a little bit. And during this time, this is the normal phase when you're more turned into yourself on an inner level, and you are also taking some rest. Next, we have Sagittarius. Of course, Sagittarius, for them, the new moon falls in 11th house. So very social position. Air sign in an air house, so great time to harmonize your communication with other people. to restart old friendships or some kind of social project, or to, get a little bit more detached, emotionally detached, and to observe. 11th house is the house of the observer. So sometimes we need that. Sometimes we really need to, look outside and try to be wiser and to see things more from the outside. So focus on your personal relationships, your friendships, your community projects or social causes, and try to harmonize, to balance the situation or to restart things which are related to this area. For Capricorn, the new moon will fall in 10th house. So very important position related to your career and work, also related to business projects or communication with authority figures. So a wonderful time to repair something, to fix the things that are not completely okay, and to try to balance things. And keep in mind that if you want to balance certain area of your life, first you have to balance your attitude and emotions, the emotions that you're experiencing regarding this area. So for example, if you need to, fix something related to your work, if there is, if you have some challenges or tension related to this area of your life, first you have to balance yourself and what's your approach and what kind of emotions and what's your self-talk. So again, we are focusing on the things that are under our control. So work, business, social projects as well, and generally, working on your future direction. But keep in mind that when something affects your 10th house, usually these are events or processes or things which are visible for others. So this might be a very meaningful time, very productive time for you. Next, we have Aquarius. For Aquarius, the new moon falls in 9th house. So great time to concentrate on the future, on your goals, on your belief system, and to balance again your attitude, your ideas, your emotions related to this area. For example, this is a great time for people also to work on their education, to to improve their skills in certain area, and to get more wisdom. This may come from the inside, of course, through some kind of personal work, meditations, or you can literally learn something important. So focus on the things which will help you to balance your attitude towards future, your goals and plans. And maybe you need to change something. Maybe you need to, focus more on this area. Of course, for different people, this may have a different impact. And finally, we have Pisces. For Pisces, the new moon falls in 8th house, one of the more complicated positions. 8th house is very deep, very magical, very mystical, sometimes scary, and most importantly, very transformative. So again, this is a position which can make you more introspective. You need to pay close attention to your inner experiences, to things that you may need to leave in the past. And sometimes it's about working with our fears. 8th house is also related to that. It's not one of the pleasant or entertaining topics, but it's very important. If you want to improve your life, and that's true for all of us, of course, not only for Pisces. If you want to improve your life, first you have to handle with your fears, with your limiting beliefs, with your bad experiences, with some old memories. That's the first job. So with the new moon in 8th house, a great time to concentrate on that, to dive deeper. Also keep in mind, Neptune, we saw that Neptune will make quincunx with the new moon. And Neptune is your own ruler, the ruler of Pisces. So this aspect may also help you to, dive really deep into things and to heal the situations that needs to be healed. So these are the general forecasts for each of the signs. Now we are going to do something new, something which we haven't done before. So we are going to use my cards. Okay, let's see. Everything is okay with the cards. So these are the astrology karma guidance cards. And I'm gonna pick 3 of those cards without looking at them, of course. What I want from you is to pick one card, to pick the number of the card. So we are closing our eyes or, just trying to relax. And basically, the question we are asking, what's the message that I need related to this new moon? So, what is recommended for me to do during the next 1 month? Or, how can I support myself or heal certain situations? So, basically, the general question is, what do I really need? So, ask yourself this question: what do I really need? What do I really need? And pick a number from 1 to 3. You can write it in the chat if you want to. For example, I'm also going to do the same thing with you guys. Okay, so I'm picking card number 3. You can also pick one card for yourself. Take your time. And I will shuffle the cards. No, we are going to pick 3 cards. So from 1, 2, or 3. So 1, 2, or 3. So I'm shuffling. This is number 1. So you can see I'm not looking at all. I don't see anything. All right. So we have our cards. So pick from 1 to 3. The question is, what do I need right now? And the first card is 11th house. So if you have chosen number 1, card number 1, the message for you is 11th house. Here, the card says freedom, association, and your circle of friends. So actually quite a positive card, I would say. Maybe it's about finding more emotional freedom, setting free from the past, looking at the future. Basically, the things that we know about the 11th house. This is actually mostly positive, of course. So focus on improving your relationships, on your contacts, on all kinds of community stuff. Okay, number 2 says Cancer, the sign Cancer. The message is intuition to protect, attitudes from the past about, resulting from the history of. So here we have a more emotional work to do, I think. It's more about digging in the past, in your emotions, connecting with yourself. Also, this could be about healing your inner child. Cancer, also 4th house, they are related to our inner child. So some of us really need to focus on that. And the 3rd card says Scorpio. This is also my card. I chose this card as well. So if you're like me, guys, then the message is purification to resurrect, the secret of, and resulting from the power of. This is our 3rd card. So we also have some transformational work to do here. Again, related to the past maybe, or also bringing the opportunity to heal certain situation. But also, the thing I love the most about Scorpio and Pluto is that they can be incredibly empowering. I personally have experienced some major Pluto transits. It made conjunction with my stellium in Capricorn, with my Sun, and it was really not an easy period. But I can assure you that it empowered me so much at the end, of course. So Scorpio is not an easy sign. It's not an easy message, but also I think that we need to, we need to transform something, to focus on purification, as the card says. So if you like those practices, we can do that in the future. Maybe if you have suggestion for doing this with more cards, maybe we can use also maybe 10 cards or 12 cards. We can define the rules. I mean, there is no wrong or right way for that. So interesting time, guys, really interesting. And focus on healing, focus on being nice, focus on balancing the situation. And now I would like to invite you to make a short meditation with me to, process this energy, to balance ourselves. I will play a little music here. So please let me know if the volume of the music is okay. So I will turn it on right now. So just write in the chat because I'm not sure how loud it sounds. Is it okay? Can you hear my voice at the same time? Is the music loud enough? Can you hear the music, guys? Is it okay? Okay, great. Okay, so we are ready. Wherever you are right now, you might be at home or in the bus or outside in the nature. Just try to, sit as comfortable as you can. If possible, then try to close your eyes. And we are taking a couple of nice, slow, deep breaths. And with every breath, we feel like we are calmer and calmer. And things slow down around us. So if there is a rush, if you're in a hurry, take your time now. Just, slow things down. And try to connect with your inner center. Try to feel the connection with your heart. We are taking those deep breaths. And feel like this music is healing your heart. Feel like you are getting more and more relaxed. And try to smile. Just smile. Smile to yourself. Kindly smile to other people. just as an expression of joy and gratitude that we are alive, that we are here. And think about what you are truly grateful for in terms of your relationships. Don't think about anything challenging, don't judge, don't criticize. Just think about what you are mostly grateful for. Maybe you have wonderful parents, or maybe you're grateful for your children, or your best friend is wonderful. Think about this person, the person who has treated you in the best possible way. Even if he's not perfect, even if he hasn't done everything right, focus on the positive things that he has done. And send your gratitude to this person. Send him love and light. And now think about the relationship that you want to improve. Think about this person. Again, you can choose whoever you want. It could be your husband, or your child, or your sister. Which is the person that you want to improve your relationship with? Now, send this person also your love and light. And try to feel the same feelings towards him as you felt to the other person. So try to imagine that you are also thankful to this person, that you are grateful for him. Send him the same love that you have sent to the other person. And now tell this person in your mind, or if that's okay, you can say it out loud. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. And I love you. And one more time. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And now send your positive energy to all of us who are doing this meditation today or during another day. We are all connected. So I'm sending my positive energy to all of you. I'm sending you love and light, and try to do the same as well. Only positive energy can be sent and accepted in this field, and only healing energy. And now we are taking a couple of deep breaths. And trying to come back. Pay attention to the sensations in your body. And on the next exhale, you can gently open your eyes. Okay, so we are ready. Please let me know how do you feel. During this meditation, we used, by the way, well, this is something like a prayer or a practice. I think it was called Ho'oponopono or something like that. The part with thank you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you. Very powerful technique, very interesting. So, thank you very much, guys, for joining me today. Also, by the way, I would like to remind you that the enrollment for Jupiter in Sagittarius webinar is opened. So if you're interested, if you would like to join the webinar for for Jupiter in Sagittarius and also get the personal report, you can find the link in the description below this video. Thank you very much for joining me today, for sending your positive energy. I hope it was helpful. I hope you feel recharged. And don't forget to love yourself as well, especially now with Venus retrograde. Um, we really need to work on our relationship with ourselves. So, a very nice message to all of you. Thank you very much again. And if you want to learn more astrology or learn more about my work, you can also go to my website, marstars.net. Thank you very much again, and I'll see you soon. Have a nice day.